Well, our top story today from the GatewayPundit.com. Trump blasts the Supreme Court over ruling on an Alien Enemies Act deportations. We're talking about this story and so much more here on the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. We cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Got my last report. You could tell that I don't really care about the news today, but you do, so we're going to talk about it. That being said, Christina Lila reports that Trump blasts the Supreme Court over a ruling on Alien Enemies Act deportations. I'm fed up, right? I'm fed up. I think the Supreme Court should possibly be dissolved or something. The government might need to be dissolved. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Listen to this actually insane development. And no, I'm not complaining like a Democrat when it doesn't go my way. It's like, it's not good, okay? President Trump on Monday blasted the Supreme Court over its ruling on the Alien Enemies Act deportations. In an unprecedented move, the Supreme Court at 1 a.m. on Saturday temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deporting Venezuelan illegals under the Alien Enemies Act. The ACLU on Friday frantically ran on 2 district courts as Venezuelan illegals in Abilene, Texas, were reportedly being loaded up on buses to be deported. After the Trump-appointed judge in the Northern District of Texas refused to take emergency action, the ACLU ran to Judge Boasberg in D.C. Boasberg held an emergency hearing told ACLU lawyers that he did not have jurisdiction over plaintiffs in Texas. The ACLU then leapfrogged the courts and begged the Supreme Court to intervene in an emergency application. The Supreme Court temporarily halted the deportations. Alito and Thomas dissented and stopped the Trump admin from deporting a group of Venezuelan illegals. President Trump said he was elected to remove criminals from our country and that the courts are intimidated by the radical left. I'm doing what I was elected to do, remove criminals from our country. But the courts don't seem to want me to do that. My team is fantastic, doing an incredible job. However, they are being stymied at every turn by even the U.S. Supreme Court, which I have such great respect for, but which seemingly doesn't want me to send violent criminals and terrorists back to Venezuela or any other country for that matter, people that came here illegally. The courts are intimidated by the radical left who are playing the ref. Great Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito correctly wants to dissolve the pause on deportations. He is right on this. If we don't get these criminals out of our country, we are not going to have a country any longer. We cannot give everyone a trial because to do so would take, without exaggeration, 200 years. We would need hundreds of thousands of trials for the hundreds of thousands of illegals that we are sending out of the country. Such a thing is not possible to do. What a ridiculous situation we are in. Make America great again, Trump said on Truth Social. What? It's so why is this? Why? I don't even have any commentary. Why is the Supreme Court doing this? Well, my theory is that the ACLU, like, they work to ensure that the global democratic alliance, which is what pushes, the gay agenda and all this strange globalism and universalism and anti-theism, that they really, really, really want to make sure that not only is a nationalist never elected, but that if anyone is elected, that the courts are going to stop them from doing anything slightly pro-nationalist. They want to destroy the West, and we cannot do anything that could make our country great again. This is my only opinion. And, not to be overtly sexist, but it was all the women who voted for this. So we have a real problem in our country where things are feminine, and we've let everything become about feelings and not about reality. So that's the big problem. It's like, well, it might hurt their fifis or whatever. Okay. You're lucky we're not going to kill them. You know what I mean? These are gang members, foreign gang members. Technically, they're enemies of our country. We could technically declare war on them and kill them, and it wouldn't even be violating, I don't think, any laws killing an illegal combatant in our nation, an insurgent, right? I don't think that would. We could do that, probably. I'm not promoting that. I'm saying that could be a possibility. But we're trying to be nice. We're being nice by deporting them, right? That's the nicest thing we can do. And it's nice. But what about being nice to our people? Like, you're like, oh, it's not kind of them. What about do the American people? This is why when they said America is an idea and everybody bought the idea that America, is an idea and we're not a people, then they can do whatever they want to us because you're never really harming a person. You're just redefining an idea. It's a very dangerous path that we're on. I don't find it going to be getting any better anytime soon. Now, that being said, if you're a homeowner, I need to tell you something right now. When was the last time that you checked on your home title? That's the legal proof of you that you own your house. You all know about those. Now, if you're like me, the answer is literally never. The problem is in today's AI and cyber world, scammers are stealing home titles and your equity is the target. Here's how it works. Number one, criminals forge your signature on just one document. Use a fake notary stamp, pay a small fee with your county, and boom, your home title has been transferred out of your name. Then they take out loans using your equity or even sell your property. You won't even know it happened. And it's until you get your collection or foreclosure notice. That's why you need to stop what you're doing and find out today if you're already a victim. Use promo code Elijah at HometitleLock.com to make sure that you are still having your title and it's in your name. You also get a free title history report plus free 14-day trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud should happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. Go to HometitleLock.com now. Use promo code Elijah. That's HOMETITLELOCK.com. Use promo code ELIJAH. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code Elijah for your free trial and secure your title today. Now, that being said, in somewhat of an interesting news, James Comer's bold move throws Democrat lawmakers' political stunt to visit wife-beater and MS-13 gang member Abrego Garcia in El Salvador into chaos. Check out the videos we have of this entire situation. They're quite ridiculous. Watch.
What do you know? Is there any chance you'll be meeting with Abrego Garcia while you're there?
Well, we're actually about to do a press conference to speak a little bit about this, but we got word at the embassy that our request has been denied by the government here locally. They say it's because we're not here on an official capacity. This is part of the reason why Representative Robert Garcia and I sent a letter to Chairman Comer of the Oversight Committee asking for this to be an official CODEL. But we're not giving up. We're going to continue. We have more meetings scheduled for the rest of the day. But part of this, too, is making sure that we keep the conversation alive. We're building off of the trip of Senator Van Hollen, and we're not the first members here, and we're not going to be the last.
What do you
go back to that screen? Go back to that screen. That's crazy. These are the people making decisions in our country and influencing politics. That's crazy. That is just like, these kind of people don't have influence in my home. You know what I mean? Like a 19-year-old black kid and a woman with an attitude. That's insane. I cannot believe our country is at this level. It's insane. I shouldn't be anywhere near a government office telling you to do anything. I'm like a child still in life. Who are these people? And what is the CIA doing? They're really messing up with their people they're choosing to put into power. They're really messing up. I'm not lying. That being said, Congresswoman Maxine Dexter also spoke about this. Check this out.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador. I flew here last night with 3 of my colleagues to demand that Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released. He is being held in violation of a Supreme Court order expressly telling the Trump administration to effectuate and facilitate his coming home. That is being ignored. This is not just a threat to all people in the United States who could be illegally abducted, detained, and transported internationally against their will. But it is a fact that our president does not recognize the branches of government and the balances of power. This is what we all have been calling a constitutional crisis, yet it is more severe than anything we've seen. We cannot stay silent. We must stay loud. I am here because I refuse to wait for something to happen. We are here to release Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
I was just in El Salvador. It's a lot of fun things to get up to while there. And these people are really missing out. I'm not even joking. Because never once while I was there did I ever think about trying to petition to get an MS-13 gang member back into the United States. What a waste of a vacation. Not to mention, El Salvador it just got conquered like 3 years ago by a Palestinian guy. He's literally a dictator. He took over the country. I don't really think this is like a place where you need to be requesting anything. You just can kind of go in there and make demands. Imagine the United States, like our Congress people, about how weak they make our country look. Like begging a little country like El Salvador to like help us. It's just so weak. It's only, look at that. She doesn't even know what hairspray is. Go back to that. That's crazy. You see that? It's like she got rubbed on the top of her head with a balloon. You know what I mean? Never done that when your hair and it sticks up everywhere? It's probably due to the humidity down there. It's pretty bad, actually. Ugh. Everyone's just so ugly inside and out on the Democratic Party. I really don't like them. Now, that being said, James Comer also said if Democrats wish to travel to El Salvador and meet with foreign illegal MS-13 gang member, they can spend their own money to do so. Will not approve a single dime of oversight committee taxpayer funds for use of the excursion Democrats have requested. So they're not paying for it. And it is expensive. So he put this on our tax day. How humiliating is that? On our tax day, our politicians are deciding whether they want to spend our money to go help illegals get back into the United States. It's like, why even go? Why even continue on? Why don't we start over? Not the show, but like everything, like this country, like we just need to start it again. You know what I mean? Like, okay, too many people, too many chefs in the kitchen now. We're going to have to just kind of have a revolution. You know what I mean? I'm not promoting that. I'm not saying I'm going to be a part of it. But I'm just saying it makes sense to upend the entire system. That's all it is. It just makes sense. But don't do it because then you'll get called the Fed. And that's my job as a commentator, right? Is to make you angry and until you don't do anything about it. Getting tired of this. Getting really tired of this. Sorry. Andrew Cuomo referred to DOJ for criminal charges. Jim Hoff reports. Turns out that House Oversight Chairman James Comer on Monday sent a submitted criminal referral to Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding the Department of Justice pursue charges against disgraced former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for lying under oath during pandemic-era investigations. The letter addressed directly to Bondi accuses Cuomo of violating 18 U.S.C. Section -1001, a federal statute prohibiting false statements to Congress. So, yeah, he lied about it. Okay, so he made criminally false. He said that Biden administration ignored the referral despite clear facts and evidence. Accordingly, we request you review this referral. Okay. You know, they say you shouldn't be surprised to catch Democrats in a lie because when their lips are moving, they're lying. So, what is this? What are these stories? Like, by the way, you know, Cuomo lied during the pandemic. So did Trump. Everyone did. They were liars. They lied to all of us. Trump's lying to us today. Okay? And we're not even anti-Trump. It's just like politicians lie all the time. It's like, is that criminal now? It's like, well, all under oath it is. I mean, I guess it got Clinton impeached, right? For lying under oath. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Well, the stain on your shirt says otherwise, sir. Thank you very much for your opinion. Sorry, guys. Elizabeth Warren got called out over Biden's decline by a left-wing podcaster. Check out this clip for yourself and see what they had to say.
Do you regret saying that President Biden had a mental acuity? He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline. And I hadn't at that point.
You did not see any decline from 2024 Joe Biden to 2021 Joe Biden?
Not when I said that. You know, the thing is, he was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him. Live event. I had meetings with him a couple of times.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is not praise.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do you...
That gentleman looks like he leads a mean orchestra. You watch that picture for a second? It's pretty crazy. Looks like a conductor from the 1700s. Anyway, Elizabeth Warren is getting pit roasted by a ambiguously gendered individual. That's humiliating. You get two ambiguously gendered individuals roasting each other on a black background. I haven't seen something this boring in the same background since the last time I was forced to listen to Lex Friedman. But I digress. Apparently, this guy's name is Fragoso. And he said, you regret having the President Biden had mental acuity. He had sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year. Essentially, she just got called out for lying. And he never even, in all of this, if you go back to this part here, he called out a few things, and he never called her out for having a dyke haircut, which to me is probably the most offensive part about her entire appearance. Why do politicians do this to themselves? Why do they become politicians and then they immediately become lesbians? It's a very, very weird transition. It's the female to lesbian pipeline. But they're straight, but they're lesbians looking. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just a very bizarre turn of events. I actually just want to talk to you guys about something very important as we talk about the next story. Many of you guys know I've been really, really searching for products that are awesome, right? That are fluoride-free, that are toxic-free. They completely reject big pharma and focus on more holistic and natural sources for their products. I'm talking about Van Man. Now, they use their tallow. They have their honey balm. It uses tallow and honey with, it has essential oils in it, so it smells really good. It sounds weird, but it's a really, really powerful natural moisturizer. And it's honestly the best one I've ever used. And it literally lasts forever. Like, it's actually a very bad business plan because you buy their product and you never run out of it, which is like, I don't know what they were thinking with that. But if you're looking for a good value of something that is high quality, it's pretty hard to come by. So if you have an issue with dry skin and you don't want to use those other companies' products that have all types of chemicals that you can't even pronounce, I'd recommend this stuff right here. It's Van Man's Tallow and Honey Balm, which also uses essential oils. And the stuff is amazing. And by the way, we have kind of been here working with them, and they set us up a shop because we've been using their products so much. You can use it if you're pregnant, you're nursing, your kids can use it. It's like, retinols and all this stuff. You can't use that if you're pregnant. You can't use that if you're breastfeeding. This stuff is non-toxic, and it's extremely good value and very, very high quality. So go to vanman.shop/Elijah. That's vanman.shop/ELIJAH and use my promo code Elijah. Get 10% off. It's vanman.shop/Elijah. Use my promo code Elijah. Speaking of something outrageous, Soros-Backed county attorney says that members of Tim Walz's administration won't face criminal charges for vandalizing at least 6 Teslas. Police blast the decision. Check this out. Well, it turns out that they went around here. Have you ever seen this? All right. This is a very, very upstanding young gentleman. He doesn't even know that Teslas have cameras on them. Where is this at? Is this Minnesota? The man seen vandalizing a Tesla has been ID'd as 33-year-old Dylan Brian Adams. He's accused of causing $20,000 in damages across the Twin Cities. The kicker, Adams works as a fiscal policy analyst for the state of Minnesota. Someone took Tim Walz's words to heart. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That being said, well, it looks like me today. I feel that, my friend. I'm feeling it. Soros-Backed Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty will not seek criminal charges for the Tim Walz staffer who vandalized at least 6 Teslas in Minnesota, causing $20,000 in damage. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office will seek diversion rather than criminal charges. So this is why I really hate our side. I mean, this is going to be weird. The reason why I hate the Republicans and I hate Republican media, even though I work in it, I despise it. It's not because I'm a grifter and fake and I'm secretly liberal. That's not why. I'm too good looking for it. And I'm totally kidding. That's not it. You get into media because, you're too ugly for Hollywood. I've accepted that. And so political media is like the Special Olympics for media, no shame on that. I mean, the Special Olympics are great, right? They're special. But we don't make as much money. We don't have as much notoriety, and we're more infamous than we are famous. People know about us, but not for good reasons. We make people angry, not happy, right? It's like someone in Hollywood gets too lost in a film. And that's why everyone hates a Hollywood character that's too woke or, that reminds you too much of the real world. You want to get lost in it. But here we're reminding people of the reality of the world, even things they don't need to know. We're essentially like the gossipers of the world. And, with that responsibility, you can really change people in the media, which is why the government is taking control of most networks, right? Fox, MSNBC, CNN, MSNBC, I said, and CBS are heavily infiltrated by their intelligence agencies and by foreign interest groups, right? So you watch Fox News and it's like, pushing a narrative, it's trying to push a war with Iran, it's trying to get you who watch this to go with a direction. And a lot of us out there are kind of like, hey, there's some real problems in our party, and we want to do some radical things. And do you know who stops us from doing things that could actually change this country to be more like the right wing? Not the left, it's not the radical Democrats, it's not the woke mind virus, it's the establishment characters that gatekeep in the media sphere and in the political sphere, in the primaries. Obviously you have the primaries, you have the NGOs and the lobby groups that stop any real America First candidates from coming to power. And we can talk more about that in another show. I'm not going to talk about that here, but it's also, people do get inspired. I hear Tim Walz's words, and they do on the left commit acts of violence, and it's becoming a real thing. People are committing terrorism on behalf of a request from the Democratic Party, and they're getting away with it. They're being let go. They're getting their back legally. They're violating the law to save their own people from violating the law. Like, right? And like pretty severe stuff. And if you just do one thing that's like a little bit right-wingish in the right wing, they'll cancel you. Your own party will. And they'll throw you to the wolves. They'll file the public complaint, you know, and they'll pay the trial fee to make sure you go to jail. So wonders like, are we a real right wing? Is there a real right wing that exists in the United States, or are we just a controlled opposition party? Because that's what I think we are. I don't think we're real. I don't think there's anything real about this party. I don't think there's anything real about republicanism. I work in it. I live in it. I lobby for it. It's a very real thing, but is it really tangible? I'm starting to wonder. Something to think about. Food for thought. Don't forget that if you want to have a drink, make sure that you pick up one of these wonderful mugs at thegatewaypundit.com by joining our mug club. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Have a great rest of the week. May God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.